Hi, Adiash73 here with part 10 of the Crash Time walkthrough. We're still in case 5, Undercover, and this walkthrough covers mission 5 and 6. Both mission 5 and 6 are straight up races. Now you can see mission 5 is playing now. That sort of little micro shortcut I take there does work wonders in getting you ahead nice and early. Plenty of boost bar to be able to use. It will refill itself on each lap. There are a couple of little sections that get a little bit messy. Coming up is one here. This sort of section through here, if you're really flying through that, that can be a bit troublesome. That little section I went over there, again, if you're flying round that little hop in the road can often send you astray. The track itself is obviously highlighted in the top right. It's white, so you can know clearly where you've got to go, which really helps on this type of mission, so you can clearly see what route you've got to take. I'm out in first place, so what I'm trying to do now is just build up a lead. This little section here where we're about to turn right, that can get a little bit messy there. Quite often get caught out on that bit, so just be aware of that one when you're doing it yourself. As always with all of these walkthroughs, if you just need to see mission 6 for example, what you can do is go to the description, click on the time that's shown there, and that will quick jump you through to that particular mission. All the walkthroughs are the same, they all have that feature in them. And also, where possible, I'll include any extra additional achievements that you can pop along the way. There are none of those in these two missions, it's just a case of doing it. So I get a bit of a cutscene there because I get a big old tank slapper on. And that's it, that is the first lap done. So now we're on to lap 2. As you can see, nitro topped up, but you should be well used to that yourself now. Nice and steady through that section. Those on and off ramps for the autobahns can be a bit messy. You can quite often go a bit fast around there and end up straddling the barrier. The barriers are very easy to straddle in this game, so just be careful when you're coming on and off the autobahn sections. For myself, I tend to sort of save my boost for if I have an accident and then use it to get me back up to speed rather than using it on the straights just to get the top speed up a bit higher. I tend to hold on to it. I always seem to play that way. I'd much rather save my boost in case I need it for an accident than use it to build up a bit more of a lead when I'm already quite far ahead. Again, coming up to that right, that can be a bit messy. No dramas for me that time. Closing in now. So garage will be coming into view in a moment. That highlights the end of the race. Across the finish line, and there we are, mission over. So mission 6 is another race mission, and this time you get to race in one of the competitors' cars. You're obviously, as you can see, in the blue Supra style, Supra type. I imagine it is a replica of a Supra, although it's not branded as such. You're in that car, and again you just got to win the race. Car's nice and quick, it's quite light to handle. Racing on a different racetrack than previously, or I say racetrack, a different route than previously, but again it's highlighted in white to make it nice and easy, and there's a total of 4 laps to complete. That's all shown in the top right. So this section coming up can always be a little bit tricky if you get caught on either the splitter or the barrier. And as mentioned in the previous mission, coming onto the autobahns themselves or off can always be a little bit messy. It's quite tight, quite a sharp turn. So when you come up here, brake quite heavy to make sure you get through it without having any major incidents. Very easy to fly over the barriers or get yourself wedged up. And if the competition or the racers you're against are right up behind you, it's quite often they'll come up and they'll sort of turn your car sideways and pile into you. The AI are not that intelligent, they're very dirty if you give them the opportunity, so don't just get yourself out in front, and don't be shy of using the brake. So I know the course now. I felt happy to use a bit of nitro on that section just to give me a bit of a boost. That section we just went through there. Try and stick to the road. If you take it a bit tight and fly off the edge, it can get a bit you know, tricky. You can end up hitting a car or turning the car sideways. Again, that's all going to lose you some time. Again, I know this is a little section I can use a bit of boost on. Getting heavy on the anchors. So there we are, we're halfway through the race now. Again, I feel pretty happy to use some nitro. I know there aren't too many nasty areas to have a major incident on, so I do feel happy to use that up. Just got away with it through that section there. Open it up again. We've got a nice healthy lead now, so no real need to use the nitrous, but it's there, why not? So coming into the final lap, got a really big lead. No need to worry, and I could have a massive accident and still get away with it. Can always be a little bit tricky through the tunnels in this game. It's quite often you want to sort of hug the oncoming lane just to get an advantage, but there's quite often a car there that will appear from nowhere. They are shown on the map as the little yellow marks, but I don't always keep an eye on that. I'm more focused on racing and doing what I've got to do with the car than looking at the mini map in the top right. There we are. Just coming into the final bit, across the line, and that's it. Mission over. As always, I hope you found this part of the walkthrough useful. By all means, check out the other walkthroughs in this series, or have a look at my channel in general for video solutions, walkthroughs, vlogs, and a great deal more. As always, thanks for watching and listening. Take care, and bye bye.